All right, I think I'm live. I'm gonna leave that on. I don't care. I think I'm live. Welcome everybody. Give me a second here. I want to share this on Facebook real quick. Hmm. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. All right, let me get back to it. Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing? I'm trying to figure out. I like YouTube Live. I like doing it. I just gotta be more active in it and what I'm trying to do with it. But good morning. It is December 4th, 2025. If the screen is moving, that's because the Benny Project and my Siamese cat Tylen are fighting behind the screen. And if the screen falls, I will be jumping up and going ballistic. Okay, so just bear with me on that. So anyway, you guys, welcome to the update. I wanted to bring you guys attention. Yeah, hey, Easy, what's going on, my brother? That dude, be easy, that dude. Yes, I love that name, by the way. Donovan Saadiq, the recovering Democrat. I want to bring you guys attention. Yesterday I briefly mentioned the Somali scandal that is going on in Minnesota, and it is starting to entrap a lot of Democrats in the politics up in Minnesota. I mean, this thing is starting to spread out. The Trump administration is putting a lot of feds up there to round up people and deport people and all this other stuff. The funny thing about it is you will see a whole bunch of videos out there where Somalis are damn sure telling everybody they ain't black. They're the chosen people. They're this, they're that. They ain't black. They're Somali. They will never be this color. No such thing. No man could say, I'm different than this. This is not the same. And now that Donald Trump and the goon squad of ICE has shown up, they are now black. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Easy said it exactly right. They see themselves as more as Arab, and but now they're doing a different tune. They are talking about they are black. There was a thing with Ilhan Omar, who is the leader of the Somali Republic of Minnesota, and she was lying her ass off. She was lying her ass off. Talk about, we're black people. Do you see how the Democrats use the black connotation in example with everybody else? They put the black experience with other communities. They constantly do it. Oh, illegal immigration is the same as slave catchers, and they do this to get us emotional. And they try to tie everybody's experience to our experience. But those very people that do that shit on us. Yeah, they're acting blackety black now. Isn't that amazing? Oh, black people help us. Oh, black people this. But these are the first people that will teach their people, if you saw the video, of teaching their people that we're fatherless children. Most of the black people that they teach their people, I'm not saying all Somalis, but you guys have seen that video of that imam telling his people that most black people are the result of a one-night stand. This is what they do to us. This is why I'm not a Pan-Africanist. I will never be a Pan-Africanist. Black people are the only ones that practice Pan-Africanism. Everybody else is for themselves. You've also seen the video of Ilhan Omar with that prime minister of Somalia, whatever, talking about taking black seats politically. You guys have seen all of this stuff in real time. But yet we're still hardcore Democrats. But the major point of this video is what I want to remind you guys of is there's a lot of money laundering going on through these nonprofits. Remember about 5-6 years ago, these nonprofits were a big thing. Black Lives Matter. A lot of money went through those nonprofits. Remember a young lady named Stacey Abrams of Georgia? How many of you guys remember her? I think it was $20 million, or was it $2 billion that went through her nonprofit that they can't seem to find. This is the Democratic playbook. This is how they money launder money to certain groups to do certain things. But when it comes to veterans, we can't seem to get the veterans off the streets. We can't seem to get the veterans the resources that they need. But you come over here illegally, we can find you housing, we can find you food, we'll give you cash money so you can just get the food of your liking. Yeah, see, and Easy even knows about it. But see, Easy, this is what we try to tie things together with people, because Americans have very, very short attention spans. Only a few of us remember these things. But they're Democrat, 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 Democrat. But look at all of the fraud that is going around because of the Democrats. All the taxpayer money that is being wasted because of the Democrats. I'm for helping everybody else. However, I got to help my people before I help anybody else. I've never seen a mother that will feed another person's child before they feed their own child. I've never seen that. But Stacey Abrams, billions of dollars just before Joe Biden left office. We haven't heard a word of that case. This is how these groups come into America and they elevate above Black people. Even though we're the foundation of the economy, this is how they elevate above Black people. I've always wondered, how can somebody get off the boat and within 3 to 5 years, they can open a business? And yet Black people have been here for day one. And when I say day one, you could either go back before the country was founded or as the country was founded. And we can't get business loans. We can't do this. We can't do that. But all these other groups could come here and do it. Yeah. Good question, Easy. How is this pulling yourself up by the bootstraps? But they're going to tell you that that's what they did. My parents came here and we only had $3 in our pocket. And then we did this and we did that. And we put a, what is wrong with you American Black people? What is wrong with you Negroes? This is what they do. And they elevate themselves above us. And the Democratic Party funds them to do this. As you guys know, most of the CBC, they don't even represent Black FBA Americans anymore. They're about illegal immigration. A good majority of the CBC is now helmed by first or second generation migrants. But I wanted to bring that to you guys' attention. This money laundering scheme, and I'm not saying the Republicans don't do it, but it seems to me every time you see this $1 billion, $1 billion, and this man was running to be vice president of the United States. And all along the way, there were whistleblowers telling him what was going on, and he chose to do nothing about it. Black Lives Matter, Patrice Collars and all that. I believe there's a federal case that they're trying to garner up, or if it hasn't been done already, to investigate what went on with that money laundering, as the money was spent in a way that violated nonprofit rule or something like that. This is getting crazy, you guys. But this is what these parties do. And yet there's no money for food stamps. There's no money for Section 8. There's no money for kids' school programs. This, that. We can go on and on and on and on. We got to wake up. We got to wake up. But this is what's going on. The Democratic machine, this is how they money launder to these groups. They set up nonprofits and they funnel the money through the nonprofits. That is one of the ways that they're doing it. Yeah, it's alleged that 88% of Minnesota Somalis are on welfare. Yes, the very program, Easy, that was used to help those that need, these Somalis took advantage of it. And I'm not saying, because I'm not an investigator, but it is also alleged that some of that money, right now in Somalia, there is a big land boom building going on, and they're taking American tax dollars, allegedly, and they're sending it back to their home country, and they're buying land, and they're building up Somalia. Because remember, you guys, for those of you Negroes that don't pay attention, Somalia is a failed state. Somalia is a failed state. I went to Somalia in early, when was it? Right after Desert Storm. We were sent there. I was on a C5, and we were at the airport. When Black Hawk Down was actually happening, I was at the airport around that time. I can't say on that day, but I was around that time. I was at that airport. Somalia is a failed state. Okay, it's failed. They're in a civil war. They've been in a civil war for almost 30 years. It's a failed state. And so what these Somalis are doing are sending money back to the home country, and they're building up that home country, whatever, doing whatever they're doing. That's tax dollars fraudulently. And the majority of the people, Easy, from what I understand, and it's alleged, aren't even eligible to get that money. Some of them are illegal, that aren't supposed to be here, and so on, so forth. And now that Donald Trump has pulled their status, they got to get the hell up out of here. So for all you bleeding heart Negroes that are like, oh my God, Donald Trump, I hate him so much. Oh my God. Have you guys heard that Donald Trump wants to do away with property tax? Have you guys heard about that? It's something he just threw out there. But the point is, who would be against that? Who would be against doing away with the property tax? For those of you guys that aren't homeowners, you're forever apartment dwellers, and I'm not shaming on people who have to live in an apartment. But the fact of the matter is, you could own a house. If I pay the house off, why am I still paying property tax on a house that I've already paid off? Because you'll never own the land. And if you don't pay the property tax, guess what? The house that I just paid off, they could come and take it from me. So is the house ever really mine? Easy says, the great replacement strategy is not a theory. Yeah, it's reality. It is reality, brother. And a lot of us, we see it, we recognize it, and we're calling it out. Like I said, at the end of the day, Donovan's going to be okay at the end of the day. Yeah, you will own nothing and be happy about it and like it. But it's just so amazing to me how people are not paying attention to what is going on. This is where your tax dollars are going. So all you liberal, left-leaning Democrat Negroes who just lost your job, who can't get any funding or any help at your state and your municipality levels, it's because they have to shift, and they've shifted their resources to people who shouldn't be here anyway, which makes it a detriment to you. That's how it's working. Yeah, Thunder says, hey, welcome, Thunder. Good morning. You're just paying a subscription fee to the USA. Exactly. But think about this. I don't care if you hate Donald Trump or not. Why would you be against property tax? Okay, I'm an older person. My kids are no longer in the school system. Do you guys realize that 70 to 80% of funding at local municipalities come from property tax, but yet the schools are failing, but yet your roads are terrible. I want you guys to put all this together. You're paying all of this property tax every year faithfully. Your roads suck. Your education system sucks for your children. And it goes up every year. And God forbid you upgrade your house exterior. Then the property, they reevaluate your house and your property tax goes up even more. African Native, good morning, my brother. I'm not going to be on here too long because I got to go volunteer at the hardware store. African Native says, first time to get you live, but won't stay for long. Yeah, no, I don't really do this a lot, but I just kind of chime in. And what I'm talking about is that $1 billion fraud situation up in Minnesota with the Somalis. And I'm talking also about the money laundering that the Democratic Party does through nonprofit. Think about that. The funding of the Mexicans and the illegals in LA, Karen Bass is going to give them cash money through a nonprofit that is unnamed. What is that nonprofit? I can tell you from living here, it's a cartel. They're money laundering, making that illegal money legal through a nonprofit. Because why wouldn't a mayor of a major city not tell where she's getting the funding to fund these illegal migrants cash money? Yeah, and the remittance is not fraudulent. No, remittance, and that's what the Somalis are doing. They're taking their remittance and they're sending it overseas to Somalia, and they're making it legal. That's what they're doing. And that's what Donald Trump wants to do. He wants to raise the remittance fees when these people take dollars and they send it overseas, so we can get a lot of that money back. So, again, African Native, you're in the loop. Easy's in the loop. Demetra K is in the loop. Phil Scott, a lot of us are in the loop and we understand what's going on. And we got to call this stuff out. Like I said, I'm not against anybody from another country that wants to send money back to help their family and their friends, or, you know, all this other stuff like that. I have a problem with the money laundering and how they're taking bad money, cycling it in the system to make it good. Because right here where I live, prostitution is on the rise, and there's a lot of Latino prostitute. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of sisters out here selling that cooch. There's a lot, but you're seeing a pattern of a normalcy of human trafficking sexually, of Venezuelan, Colombian. You see what I'm saying? These people who probably came here. You got an underground economy going on. And guess who's behind that underground economy? The cartels here in California. So let me get out of here. Benny wants to go walking. That ain't going to happen until I get back tonight. I'll take him walking tonight. And yeah, I just want to call that out. I like YouTube Live versus Facebook. So I'm going to try to do this more. Try to see how I can get my green screen to work and stuff. So African Natives, that is why Idi Amin warned East Indians back in the 70s before asking them to leave. Yeah, Jafar, Idi Amin's oldest son, I'm friends with him on Facebook. Me and him talk, and he said that if I ever come to Uganda, he'll take me around and show stuff, because you could demonize Idi Amin all you want, but I think one of the best things that he did for Uganda, was throw the Asians out. And now Ugandans control their economy, not another entity. All right. Easy says there was over 400 billion in remittance sent last year. That enrichment of other nations, it doesn't help our economy. Exactly. They call it the informal economy. But notice who's protecting all of this? The Democrats. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, you're over in Cameroon. Okay, cool. Yeah. Demetra and I were, we like to do our little traveling and hit our little spots and stuff. One of the places, African Native, I have to go because I'm an American. I have to go to Liberia one time so I can, that was the first American colony in Africa. and do that. Yeah, love South Africa. Can't really stand Egypt. It's a military thing. I don't really like Egypt. I don't really. Morocco was okay. There really wasn't much to do in Morocco that I didn't care. But I like the African countries. So being that I don't know my basic background and heritage and stuff like that, I want to go to the Congo. That's one of the things. I'm a big Congolese supporter. Who was the prime minister there that was wiped out, and they put him in an acid vat and wiped him out? His name, mistake. I can't remember his name right now, but the Lumumba. Big fan of Lumumba. I want to go to the Congo because the Congo has all the resources on the earth right there. I got to go to Kenya. Got to go to Uganda, Cameroon, Zimbabwe. Where else? There's over 56 nations on the continent of Africa, and I need to go. Yeah, Patrice Lumumba. Yes, I mean, I saw his movie. Man, very, very powerful. And I remember growing up, I used to read about him, and they did that man so dirty. And again, the tribalism in the Congo, that really, the people that were that backstabbed him in that coalition government that he was a part of. And once they got him into that one area of the Congo that was controlled by the other tribe, they did him in, man, and his people and stuff like that. It was sad. You will help financially for your trip. Now, thank you so much. Yes, thank you. You usually, I'm pretty good to go when it comes to the finances, but hey, I ain't above getting free food or whatever I need to do. So again, you guys pay attention to what's going on. Money laundering by the Democratic Party. What's her name? Stacey Abrams. That is a prime example of the money laundering that is going on in our tax dollars that is supposed to help our fellow citizens are being siphoned off by these people and these oligarchs. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Patrice Lumumba. Yeah, is your profile picture. Absolutely. But Stacey Abrams, another example. This is what the Democrats do to take our tax dollars to go to their family members and to these other groups that they pay to undermine FBA. Yeah, Morocco is good, but it's mostly Arabs and up north. There's a lot of Arabs up north, so I don't really care for the northern part of it, Libya and all those places. But you guys have a great day. You guys stay blessed. If I get home a little early, I'll do this again. But I do like YouTube live. I just got to figure out how to do the back screens. All right, you guys have a great day.